Timmy settled into a cozy corner with his friends and lost himself in the pages. Mrs. Green also shared that drawing or coloring could help them unwind. Timmy chose a picture of his favorite animal and filled it with bright colors. She even encouraged them to go outside and look at the stars on a clear night as a peaceful brain break. Timmy felt a sense of wonder watching the twinkling night sky. Mrs. Green also taught them simple yoga poses to help clear their minds. The kids stretched and breathed deeply, focusing on each movement. Finally, Mrs. Green showed them how to sing or dance as a fun brain break. The kids giggled and sang at the top of their lungs, feeling carefree and happy. With each new brain break idea, Timmy felt more energized and ready to tackle his homework. He took a deep breath, looked at his pile of papers, and started to work. By the end of the day, not only had he completed his homework, but he also learned the importance of taking care of himself during tough tasks. Mrs. Green beamed at her students' progress and promised many more adventures in Learningville. Never forget that your brain needs breaks. Just like taking care of your body, it's essential to take little breaks during long tasks. These brain breaks can help refresh your focus and make you feel better. So, find what works for you. Jumping jacks, quick games, reading, drawing, looking at the stars, yoga, singing, or dancing. Remember, taking care of yourself is important too.
Health and Well-Being Floss Rope Rescue Mission. On a sunny Saturday in the bustling town of Brushville, our hero, Master Educator Sam, stood before his cheerful students. Today, he began, we embark on an exciting adventure, the Floss Rope Rescue Mission. Follow me, Sam said, beckoning the children to the park nearby. We'll visit Squeaky Town, home to our friends with sugary smiles. As they arrived in Squeaky Town, the children marveled at the sweet-tooth residents. Now, said Sam,
clothes plan. On a sunny Saturday morning, Max, Emma, Leo, Mia, Sam and Alex found themselves in the lively park near their homes. Their faces were flushed from the joy of a long day of play, their clothes smeared with mud from the slide and grass stains from running races. Max looked around at his friends, noticing their muddy clothes for the first time since the playground fun began. Ugh, he said with a frown. His friends nodded, knowing they all felt the same way. Just then, a kind-looking woman with a wide smile approached them. "Hey, kids!" she called cheerfully. The children looked at each other, wondering who she could be. The woman motioned for the children to gather around her, and they obeyed. She knelt down to be at eye level with them. "I see you all had a wonderful time playing today," the woman said. "But it's important to remember that sometimes we get dirty while having fun. So let me tell you about my after-play wash and fresh clothes plan," she continued, drawing out each word with excitement. The woman began to demonstrate her plan. First, she showed them how to wash their hands thoroughly using soap and water. Then, she explained the importance of brushing their teeth twice a day. Next, the woman moved on to cleaning their clothes. She showed them how to use a wash basin filled with water and soap to scrub away the dirt and mud from their clothes. After rinsing their clothes clean, she showed them how to hang their clothes on a line to dry. "And there you have it," she said triumphantly. "Your very own after-play wash and fresh clothes plan." The children nodded enthusiastically, agreeing with the woman. "Let's do it," they said together, pumped up and ready to put her plan into action. Back at their homes, Max, Emma, Leo, Mia, Sam, and Alex got to work on cleaning up, according to the woman's after-play wash and fresh clothes plan. They washed their hands, brushed their teeth, and began scrubbing their clothes clean. When they finished cleaning their clothes, they proudly hung them up on a line to dry. They looked at each other with beaming smiles, knowing that they had taken an important step towards better hygiene and health. The following week, Max, Emma, Leo, Mia, Sam and Alex returned to the park, clean and ready for another day of play. They knew that they had a new plan to keep themselves healthy and happy. The after-play wash and fresh clothes plan.
Health and well-being. Brain breaks between big tasks. On a Saturday morning, in the cozy town of Learningville, our young hero Timmy found himself deep in thought as he stared at his mountain of homework. The clock ticked louder with each passing minute. Suddenly, Mrs. Green, his caring teacher, walked into the room and offered a lifeline: brain breaks. Mrs. Green explained that brain breaks were short stretches of time where he could take a break, shake off the mental fog, and come back to his work refreshed. Timmy nodded, eager for any solution to his overwhelm. Mrs. Green demonstrated how he could do jumping jacks to get his body moving. Timmy laughed and followed along, feeling the rush of energy coursing through him. Next, Mrs. Green showed them how to do a quick game of tag with their friends. The kids laughed and ran around the playground, forgetting about their worries for a moment. Then Mrs. Green suggested they could read a favorite book or comic as a quick break. Timmy settled into a cozy corner with his friends and lost himself in the pages. Mrs. Green also shared that drawing or coloring could help them unwind. Timmy chose a picture of his favorite animal and filled it with bright colors. She even encouraged them to go outside and look at the stars on a clear night as a peaceful brain break. Timmy felt a sense of wonder watching the twinkling night sky. Mrs. Green also taught them simple yoga poses to help clear their minds. The kids stretched and breathed deeply, focusing on each movement. Finally, Mrs. Green showed them how to sing or dance as a fun brain break. The kids giggled and sang at the top of their lungs, feeling carefree and happy. With each new brain break idea, Timmy felt more energized and ready to tackle his homework. He took a deep breath, looked at his pile of papers, and started to work. By the end of the day, not only had he completed his homework, but he also learned the importance of taking care of himself during tough tasks. Mrs. Green beamed at her students' progress and promised many more adventures in Learningville. Never forget that your brain needs breaks. Just like taking care of your body, it's essential to take little breaks during long tasks. These brain breaks can help refresh your focus and make you feel better. So, find what works for you. Jumping jacks, quick games, reading, drawing, looking at the stars, yoga, singing, or dancing. Remember, taking care of yourself is important too.
Health and well-being, floss rope rescue mission. On a sunny Saturday in the bustling town of Brushville, our hero, Master Educator Sam, stood before his cheerful students. Today, he began, we embark on an exciting adventure, the floss rope rescue mission. Follow me, Sam said, beckoning the children to the park nearby. We'll visit Squeaky Town, home to our friends with sugary smiles. As they arrived in Squeaky Town, the children marveled at the sweet-tooth residents. Now, said Sam, you'll discover their secret to bright smiles. You see these colorful ropes? Asked Sam, pointing to the piles of floss. They are our floss rope rescuers. Watch closely, Sam said, demonstrating the technique to the kids. Our floss rope rescuers brave the treacherous crevices between teeth where even the toothbrush bristles cannot reach. With every swipe, continued Sam, our floss rope rescue enemies that cause cavities. But, warned Sam, there's a wicked enemy lurking. The sugar monster threatens to turn the sweet residents into toothache terrors. We must band together and save our friends, declared Sam with determination. Ready your floss rope rescuers. The children leaped into action, bravely battling the sugar monster with their floss rope rescuers. The villain roared in surprise as toothbrushes and floss ropes flew through the air. With a final swipe, Sam cheered, "We've defeated the sugar monster." The townsfolk cheered and hugged their rescuers. Remember, said Sam, the battle against sugar is ongoing, but with our floss rope rescuers, we'll always win. We have learned a valuable lesson today, reflected Sam, as the children gathered around him once more. Always remember to brush and floss for a brighter future.
Health and well-being. Warm hands, warm heart winter walk. On a crisp winter Saturday, deep in the heart of Frostwood Forest, a lively band of friends set out on their annual Warm Hands, Warm Heart winter walk. Underneath the sparkling winter sky, they trudged through drifts of snow, laughter filling the frosty air. As the sun kissed Frostwood Forest good morning, the friends excitedly pulled on their warm layers. Jackets sipped, mittens slipped onto hands and hats perched snugly atop their heads. A collective cheer rang out as they set off towards the hilltop, winter wind nipping at their noses. Through Frostwood Forest they went, laughing and stumbling on frozen patches as they marched towards their destination. Every so often, a friendly hand was extended to help one of the little friends regain their footing. The children looked out for each other, ensuring that no one was left behind. Reaching the sunlit glade, the friends huffed and puffed as they gathered around a steaming pot of hot cocoa. They shared stories of past winter walks, rosy cheeks flushing even brighter under the warm sunlight filtering through the trees. Refreshed and refueled, they continued onward. Each step seemed easier than the last, as if the hot cocoa had filled them with renewed energy. Their laughter rang out, melding with the winter wind as they ventured deeper into Frostwood Forest. As they trekked deeper into the forest, a dense mist rolled in, swirling around their ankles like ghostly tendrils. But instead of fearing the unknown, the children pressed onward with determination, hands clasped tightly together for warmth and support. Suddenly, the mist parted to reveal a hidden glade, shimmering under the moon's light. The air was filled with the soft tinkling of frozen water droplets as they dangled from icy spikes. The children gasped in wonder at the spectacle before them, their eyes wide with amazement. In the heart of the glade, they discovered a family of deer huddled together for warmth. As the children watched in awe, the lead doe approached them cautiously. Recognizing their intentions as friendly, she allowed the children to pet her soft nose, much to their delight. In the depths of the glade, they encountered a wise old owl perched on a snow-covered branch. He greeted them warmly and shared stories of winter past, explaining the importance of caring for one another during these cold months. As the owl spoke, they heard a faint whimpering in the distance. Following the sound, they discovered a lost fox cowering beneath a snowdrift. Together, they managed to dig out the little creature and lead it back towards its family, feeling an incredible sense of accomplishment. As the sun began to set, they reluctantly said goodbye to Frostwood Forest and made their way back towards their homes. Exhausted from their adventures, they trudged through the snow, arms wrapped around each other for warmth and support. But despite their weariness, their hearts were full of joy. Back at home, the friends shared stories of their adventures with family and friends. They marveled at the lessons they had learned and the friendships they had forged along the way. As the flames danced in the fireplace, they knew one thing for certain. Next winter's Warm Hands, Warm Heart winter walk would be even more incredible than this year's.
Health and well-being. When tears help my feelings breathe. Once upon a time, in a peaceful village nestled between tall green trees, lived a curious little girl named Maya. One Saturday she woke up feeling sad and couldn't shake off her gloom all day long. Maya went to the village square, where all of her friends played. They noticed that something was wrong and asked what had happened. Maya tried to hide her tears, but couldn't hold them back any longer, and they began to fall like gentle raindrops onto the ground. A wise old woman approached Maya and asked her what was troubling her heart. Maya shared that she couldn't shake off her sadness, no matter how hard she tried. The wise old woman gently told her that it was okay to cry because tears help feelings breathe. The wise old woman sat with Maya and let her cry until all her tears had fallen onto the ground. She listened carefully to every word Maya said about what was troubling her heart. The wise old woman didn't try to fix things but simply let Maya express her feelings. When Maya had finished crying, her friends gathered around her to see if she was okay. The wise old woman told them that it was good for Maya to cry, because tears help feelings breathe. She explained that by letting go of sadness through tears, we make room in our hearts for joy and happiness. From that day on, Maya knew that it was okay to cry when she felt sad or upset. She learned that tears were a natural way for feelings to breathe and release emotions. And whenever she felt sadness, she remembered the wise old woman's words, "Tears help my feelings breathe." And so Maya played happily with her friends under the bright sunshine. In the days that followed, whenever Maya felt sad or upset, she would remember the wise old woman's words. And she began to notice that crying helped her feel better, like a weight being lifted off her shoulders. She shared this with her friends, who also learned to embrace their emotions and express them through tears. The villagers soon realized that teaching children to embrace their emotions was a valuable lesson for everyone. They continued to learn from the wise old woman about the importance of expressing feelings and seeking comfort when needed. And Maya, with her newfound understanding, became a beacon of hope for others who struggled with their emotions. On Saturdays, when it was time for stories about health and well-being, Maya would tell her friends about her journey of learning to embrace her emotions. The wise old woman listened carefully to every word and offered words of encouragement and advice. Together, they made the village a happier and more understanding place. As time went by, Maya's story spread throughout the village and beyond. People came from far and wide to learn about embracing emotions and finding comfort in tears. The village square became a place of learning and growth, where everyone could come to find a little bit of hope and understanding. Years later, Maya stood on the village square, surrounded by the people who had been touched by her story. She looked out at the crowd with a smile on her face, knowing that she had made a difference. The wise old woman, now an old woman herself, watched proudly as Maya spoke about the importance of embracing emotions and finding comfort in tears. Maya's story taught everyone that it was okay to cry when you felt sad or upset, because tears help feelings breathe. By embracing emotions and finding comfort in expressing them, we can create a happier and more understanding world for ourselves and those around us.
Health and well-being. Build your own healthy rap day. On a sunny Saturday morning, amidst the usual hustle and bustle of our vibrant school cafeteria, something extraordinary was happening. A little event was taking place. Build your own healthy rap day. As the children gathered around, they were greeted by a magnificent spread of colorful ingredients: fresh vegetables, lean proteins, wholesome grains, and tantalizing sauces. Each station had friendly helpers ready to guide them on how to choose and combine their options. With wide eyes and eager hands, the children approached the stations. Some chose juicy tomatoes, bright bell peppers, and crisp lettuce for their wraps, while others opted for delicious chicken, bean sprouts, or cheese. The air was filled with laughter and friendly conversation as they shared tips about their favorite combinations. Once they had selected their ingredients, the children moved on to the sauce and grain stations. Some added creamy avocado or tangy salsa, while others chose nutty brown rice or crunchy quinoa. They carefully wrapped each item in their tortillas, taking great care to ensure every bite would be delicious. Finally, it was time to sit down and savor their masterpieces. The children found seats at long tables, adorned with colorful tablecloths. They took bites of their wraps, their eyes lighting up as they savored the delicious flavors that filled their mouths. As they ate, the children talked about their wraps, sharing stories of which ingredients they had chosen and why. They laughed and joked, learning from one another about the many ways to create a delicious, healthy meal. Some even discovered new favorites that they couldn't wait to make at home. Just as the kids were finishing their meals, A surprise visitor arrived. Our school's beloved mascot, a friendly dragon. He shared stories of his adventures and emphasized the importance of eating balanced meals to fuel one's body for all the fun activities ahead. The children cheered and clapped as they listened to the dragon's stories. They learned that by making smart choices when it came to their meals, they could not only feel great, but also have plenty of energy for all the adventures life had in store. As the event came to a close, the children lined up to receive their certificates of participation. They proudly displayed their newfound culinary creations and chatted excitedly about what they had learned during Build Your Own Healthy Wrap Day. With bellies full of delicious, balanced meals, the children left the cafeteria with smiling faces. They had not only enjoyed a fun-filled Saturday, but also learned about the importance of making smart food choices. The following Monday, the school cafeteria buzzed with excitement as the children eagerly shared their experiences from Build Your Own Healthy Wrap Day. They chatted about their favorite